Peter Obi is an ideal candidate, but do not call me Nigeria's enemy for not supporting him, Omokri. Reno, a renowned Nigerian writer and an ardent supporter of Atiku Abubakar, has taken to his official YouTube channel to speak about the forthcoming general elections and the aggressive nature of online supporters of the presidential flag bearer of the Labour Party and former governor of Anambra State, Peter Gregory Obi. While praising supporters of Peter Obi for forming a movement, he pleaded with them to learn how to accommodate people who are not in support of their candidate. According to him, those people who are supporting Peter Obi should try and convince others on why they should support their candidate, not insult them or consider them as enemies of Nigeria. He went on to say that Peter Obi is an excellent candidate, but he's not the only candidate who is excellent to lead Nigeria. He slammed Peter Obi for saying that those raining insults on other supporters are not his candidates, but people paid to sabotage him. Okay, fine. Let's break this down. First of all, the evidence against you and the things that you've said and the implied things that you said relating to Peter Obi's supporters can be directly linked to you not liking Peter Obi. Factually, yes. Everybody is allowed to make their comments and support who they want to support. Now, let's switch the table. Now, you tell us why Atiku is better than Peter Obi, or why, not why it's better. Tell us why you think Atiku is an option for Nigerians. You convince us. Because of the way you've spoken in the past and the comments that you've made. I mean, there was an accusation, right? There was an accusation that you, Reno Mokri, that he pasted Peter Obi's pictures on alcohol bottles just to taint his image. First of all, accusations like that can fly around, fine. But accusations like that has an intent to spoil his image, and those accusations are linked back to you as a suspect, whether true or not, shows something, because you have portrayed yourself not to be in support of Peter Obi. And is the pressure getting to you? Because you cannot tell me that this is the first time that you are online and this is the first time that you've had people disagree with you. Because you can't say it's not a valid argument. It's not the first time you're on social media. There have people that have been disagreeing with you since time ago. Is it because the pressure is a lot and you cannot handle the pressure? And then you talking about how Peter Obi stating that those that are claimed to be bullies or online or aggressive online are being paid to say such and are not supporters. You can't slam that. Why? Because again, if you look at a leader and you look at the followers, there has to be similarity in why that connection is there. When you have a leader and you have those that are following, it's like if the followers don't agree with the leader's perspective, then they will not be following, right? And with the way Peter Obi carries himself, I mean, there are people that can be passionate about who they follow and who they support, but if you're somebody who supports Peter Obi, there's going to be a certain behavior that is expected of you. You would not speak anyhow, because the man doesn't speak anyhow. Again, you are what you attract. So if he's attracting a lot of supporters, it means that a lot of the Nigerian youth are thinking like him. And, in terms of behavior and in terms of similar common ground, it is there. Right? So then if you want to compare and do an analysis, I mean, again, we're talking generalizations, right? Analysis of, let's say, Tinubu supporters or Atiku supporters. Because for somebody who claims to be on the side of the youth, yes, Reno has claimed to be on the side of the youth, and even with the NSAS protest, right? So it makes us think that the whole reason why you were against Buhari was because you were a PDP member. It's as simple as that. Because if you are genuine about the progress of Nigeria, because now we question all the things you've said in the past. Because now you show you are a proper PDP supporter. And that is the only basis as to why you'd speak out on anything. Not that we're questioning your morals or your views on making Nigeria a better place. No. But for the fact that you've claimed one thing and then you show support for another, which denounces or destroys what you stood for in the past. Because you cannot tell me that Atiku stands for the youth. Well, if he does, maybe we are wrong. Then you tell us why, and you tell us why. Because I think it's now a screening and a drilling process for Peter Obi only. Why is the same energy not forwarded towards Atiku and Tinubu? I mean, is Atiku even saying anything? Is he going for interviews? Is Tinubu saying? I mean, again, it's like, thank you, because you make Peter Obi even more relevant. The more you speak of him and the more you say things that would highlight such disparities and highlight such vast differences. I mean, it's a big contrast, right? It's like you are helping one look good and the other look bad. Because if anything, you have not argued your case as to why Atiku is your option. You are just supporting him because you're a PDP member. And you can say, and it's safe to say that your conversations and what you've said in the past highlights the same thing. Looking at the comments here, first she says, you people should continue. It is tantrums of underdogs. Obi will lose woefully, courtesy of all your abuses. Igbos are natural blackmailers. It is their stock in trade. Tantrums of underdogs? I think it's quite the opposite. I think it is APC and PDP that are the underdogs and are being throwing in tantrums. I mean, they could use the underdog position and get what they want. I mean, again, we can't fault them for not. I mean, these are strategists, right? They've been in the game for how long? But if anyone is having a tantrum, it really is PDP and APC and their spokespeople, not even their supporters. It's their spokespeople. It's a different thing when you have, because right now it's like it's Peter Obi supporters against politicians. It's like the politicians will fight against each other, but the supporters are doing Peter Obi's work for him out of support, because it'll be normal. It'll be perfectly fine, okay? It will be perfectly fine if we had the same energy where, with the way Reno is reacting, you think that Peter Obi supporters are out here trying to throw stones and throw weapons at his house or are stalking him or something. But if it's a thing where we have that same energy with Peter Obi supporters, with Atiku supporters, with Tinubu supporters, with Shore supporters, where we have this strong back and forth, okay, fine, we can talk on behavior, but it's like, you know how you can have an equal trading system where you can say trader to trader, so we're in the same market, so you can fight against each other. You can say the parameters are fair, but then you now have trader to consumer. You see, the law would be on the side of the consumer to protect the rights of the consumer more than the trader. It means that the trader now has to be careful on how they treat the consumer, if that's making sense. So in this case, it's like you're having politicians, because I mean he literally is one. You can't deny it. He's a politician. You can be a politician and an activist, whatever type to give themselves, but he's giving politician tendencies, right? So it's a thing where you now have supporters fighting against politicians. The balance is not balancing. It doesn't make sense. It should be supporters convincing each other, having conversations with one another. Not that they're not doing it now, but it should be on a much bigger scale, because with the intensity that Reno uses to describe this whole thing, you genuinely think that Peter Obi supporters are chasing him with a knife. You think